Do you ever feel like your life is stuck? Like you're trapped in an endless loop? What if I told you that your turning point has already begun, but you just haven't noticed yet? The truth is, change doesn't happen overnight. It's built through every little decision you make. But most people wait to feel safe before taking action. And that's the biggest mistake. Fear will never fully disappear. Those who transform their lives don't wait for the perfect moment. They move forward even without all the answers. And that's exactly what you're about to realize here. What really separates those who change their lives from those who stay stuck? Are you ready to see what's been right in front of you all along? If you feel like something in your life needs to change, but you're not sure where to start, then stick around until the end, because in this video, you'll discover exactly what sets apart those who transform their lives from those who stay stuck in the same cycle, and the answer might be much simpler than you think. There's a fleeting moment, almost imperceptible, where everything can change. Sometimes it's a phrase we hear, a mistake we make, or a frustration that keeps repeating itself. And then, suddenly, something in the mind shifts. Fear loosens its grip, making way for new possibilities. This transition isn't loud, but it's powerful. Those who learn to recognize this moment and act on it plant the seed of a new beginning. The problem is, this moment slips away quickly, and many let it pass because they're still trapped in the fear of the unknown. Imagine someone who has spent years dreaming of a career change but always finds excuses not to act. Then, one day, after yet another exhausting week, they see someone they know doing exactly what they've always wanted. That jolt of reality could be the spark they need to finally make a decision. But without action, the opportunity fades and the cycle repeats. Change never arrives with fireworks. It sneaks in through small moments, through subtle shifts that challenge who we are. But what if, next time you feel that spark, you don't ignore it? What if, instead of running, you choose to follow it? Because that's where the secret lies. The turning point is always there, waiting for you to recognize it. But to truly break free from the past, something must be left behind. The past can either be an anchor or a springboard. So many people carry their failures like permanent sentences, convinced that their past mistakes define who they are. But the truth is, every tough experience was just a chapter, not the whole story. Clinging to what's already happened only reinforces fear and blocks change. The past was there to teach you, but reliving old wounds over and over is like trying to drive while only looking in the rearview mirror. Imagine someone who has always struggled to maintain healthy habits and now believes they'll never change. That kind of thinking creates a vicious cycle. Fear of failing again stops them from even trying. But what if, instead of seeing the past as proof of failure, they viewed it as training? Every failed attempt revealed what doesn't work. Mistakes aren't the end of the road. They're course corrections. The choice to let go of the past is deeply personal, and no one can make it for you. No real progress happens while the mind keeps replaying old stories as if they were set in stone. What shapes the future isn't what happened before. It's what you do now. And when that realization clicks, a whole new world of possibilities opens up. Because life was never just black and white. There are more paths than you ever imagined. Life is never as rigid as it seems. When someone feels stuck in a situation, it's usually because they're looking at the problem from just one angle. But there are endless possibilities beyond what the limited mind can grasp in the moment. Fear often makes it seem like there are only two choices: stay exactly where you are or risk everything. But the truth is, between those extremes, there are countless alternatives, each one opening doors to a new beginning. Think of someone who's miserable at work, convinced they only have two options: endure the draining routine or quit everything and take a huge risk. What they might not realize is that they could start a gradual transition. They could take on freelance projects, invest in a new skill, or even negotiate better conditions before making a drastic move. The question is never all or nothing. It's about seeing the pieces on the board and moving them strategically. The problem is that people often limit themselves with their own beliefs. They think change can only happen in one specific way, ignoring the fact that small adjustments can already spark a significant transformation. When you allow yourself to see beyond the obvious, you realize that what seemed like a dead end was actually a hallway full of doors. And at some point, all those possibilities lead to a single moment: the decision to move forward. There comes a moment when you no longer belong to the past, yet you don't quite feel part of the future either. It's a space between who you were and who you're becoming, a no man's land where everything feels uncertain. Fear creeps in, bringing doubts, making your mind question whether it's worth continuing. This is the point where many give up, mistaking discomfort for a mistake, without realizing that this very instability is proof that transformation has already begun. It's like climbing a mountain and looking down. seeing how far you've come, but not yet being able to see the peak. The urge to return to familiar ground is strong because the human mind craves security. But real growth demands that you push through this limbo. Those who persist through uncertainty realize that, instead of falling, they learn to fly. And that choice changes everything. Those who retreat reinforce old patterns, while those who move forward carve the path for a new version of themselves. Many believe they need to be 100% ready before taking the next step, but that's an illusion. No one ever feels fully prepared for change. Fear is part of the process. It's not a sign to stop, but to keep going. Those who learn to take action without guarantees build their strength in motion. And every obstacle overcome becomes a new level of confidence. Because true resilience is forged through facing and conquering challenges.